Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Ashtatarashta Shri Srimad Abhay Charan Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Nama Acharya Shri Ras Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Radha Kund Shyama Kund Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapur Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Mai ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Jainitai Gaur Paramananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter 25 and text 43. So please repeat. jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yogena yoginaḥ kṣemāya pāda-mūlaṁ me praviśanty akuto-bhayam jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yogena yoginaḥ kṣemāya pāda-mūlaṁ me praviśanty akuto-bhayam jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yogena yoginaḥ kṣemāya pāda-mūlaṁ me praviśanty akuto-bhayam jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yogena yoginaḥ kṣemāya pāda-mūlaṁ me praviśanty akuto-bhayam. Bhakti-yogena yoginaḥ pāda-mūlaṁ me praviśanty akuto-bhayam. Mataji? Jnana with knowledge, vairagya and renunciation, yuktena equipped, bhakti-yogena by devotional service, yoginaḥ the yogis, kṣemāya for eternal benefit, pāda-mūlaṁ feet, my, praviśanty take shelter of, akutaḥ-bhayam without fear. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The yogis, equipped with transcendental knowledge and renunciation, and engaged in devotional service for their eternal benefit, take shelter of my lotus feet, and since I am the Lord, they are thus eligible to enter into the kingdom of Godhead without fear. Purport. One who actually wants to be liberated from the entanglement of this material world and go back home to Godhead is actually a mystic yogi. The words explicitly used here are yuktena, bhakti-yogena. Those yogis or mystics who engage in devotional service are the first-class yogis. The first-class yogis, as described in Bhagavad Gita, are those who are constantly thinking of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. These yogis are not without knowledge and renunciation. To become a bhakti yogi means to automatically attain knowledge and renunciation. That is the result of bhakti yoga. In the Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, it is also confirmed that one who engages in the devotional service of Vasudeva, Krishna, has complete transcendental knowledge and renunciation, and there is no explanation for these attainments. Ahaituki, without reasons, they come. Even if a person is completely illiterate, the transcendental knowledge of the scriptures is revealed unto him simply because of his engagement in devotional service. That is also stated in the Vedic literature. To anyone who has full faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the spiritual master, all the import of the Vedic literature is revealed. He does not have to seek separately. The yogis who engage in devotional service are full in knowledge and renunciation. If there is a lack of knowledge and renunciation, it is to be understood that one is not in full devotional service. The conclusion is that one cannot be sure of entrance into the spiritual realm in either the impersonal Brahmajyoti effulgence of the Lord or the Vaikuntha planets within that Brahman effulgence, unless he is surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. The surrendered souls are called akuto-bhayam. They are doubtless and fearless, and their entrance into the spiritual kingdom is guaranteed. Hare Krishna. So, we continue reading the teachings of Lord Kapila to his mother, Devahuti. Now, Kadama Muni, he left. And now, then Devahuti, she is along with Kapila Dev, and she wants to know the truth, the transcendental truth. So then Kapila Dev, then he is explaining. He is teaching, actually. And here, specifically in this verse, then we see he is defining who are the yogis. You're okay? So, the yogis, bhakti yogi. Who is bhakti yogi? what is bhakti yoga? How do we actually define? So, what is the goal of bhakti yoga? Right? We say Krishna prema, but then what does it mean really? Is it something abstract or is it something real? That's why the Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so much talk about relationships. Our relationships with the Lord. Sambandha Gyan. And without knowing the relationship, we cannot really move forward. If you don't know your relationship with the goal, you don't know the goal, then why would you do anything? So therefore, the Sambandha Gyan is utmost important. We need to know. And it's not that it's abstract. We have so many evidences in the literatures, in Guru Sadhu Shastra, where the goal is being defined, the path is being given, and the Sambandha Gyan, the relationship, is being established. But many times we avoid it. We don't know, we don't understand it. But if you don't understand it, then it's very difficult to move forward. Like we hear Prahlad Maharaj speaking about the process of devotional service. He says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada-sevanam, Archanam, Varnanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma-nivaranam. He is giving the processes. But what for? Why is somebody going to follow these processes? We need to have some vision of a goal we want to achieve. And not abstract, real. When now we see in Bhagavatam, in 1st canto 8th chapter, the teachings of Queen Kunti. Srila Prabhupada, he explains many things, but then he specifically writes a book, Teachings of Queen Kunti. Same verses, expanded purports. What is it about? Sambandha Gyan. What are we seeing there? Her relationship with Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada specifically encouraging devotees to develop relationship with Krishna. He is appreciating devotees having relationship with Archa Vigraha. He is now seeing that, he is encouraging that. What is the relationship? And again, Rupa Goswami, he is teaching us. He says specifically, in reality, what is the relationship? Nothing abstract. Darate pratigrihnati, guhyaki prichati, bhunkte bojayate. Practice this relationship among devotees. They enhance your love for Krishna. What do devotees do in the spiritual world with Krishna? Darate pratigrihnati, guhyaki prichati, bhunkte bojayate. If you go to the Sulap kitchen, then what do you see on the picture on the wall? Bhunkte bojayate. And it's full. Now, Krishna book you read about. Giving some gifts. Talking seriously. That's all what it is. But we have to properly understand it and develop it. But instead, many times, we see that there is the impersonal side. We avoid relationships. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't like him. No. we do offenses. Namaparat, Vaishnaparat, so much. Politics happening so much. Why? How is it compatible with bhakti? How can we say that we are trying to please Krishna and at the same time then we are committing offenses? Haridas Thakur wouldn't agree. He would say it's very foolish to commit namaparat. Sometimes, no, you see, you go to Jaipur. What do you see in Jaipur? Have you all visited Jaipur? When you go in the morning for the Mangalarati of Govindaji, what do you see? Everybody is there. They're all in like plain clothes, right? The students come, and then the people going to the office, they also come. First thing, take darshan of Govindaji, then you go. They are devotees. But sometimes we are thinking like, when I say, Jaipur is like full, it's a city of devotees. Somebody else, are they ISKCON devotees? We don't have to do that. We should have respect. There are bona fide Vaishnava Sampradayas. They may have different goal. All of them are aiming for Vaikuntha. But we should not be disrespectful. We should not criticize, Goloka is the best, only Goloka, everything else. No, never. Respect. Without respect, how can we have relationships? What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying? You want to chant the holy name purely? You want to understand the holy name? You want to understand Shuddhanam? What do you need to do? Trinarapi sunichina, tararapi sahishna, amanina manadena. Be humble. Be tolerant. Respectful. And be selfless. Then you can understand the holy name purely. If you don't have these qualities, you don't practice these qualities, you don't endeavor practice these qualities, then what do you understand of the holy name? And if you have no relationships, then it becomes very impersonal. So how do we develop? How do you become humble? And it's not about external. It's not about, I'm so humble, Prabhu, yes, no. Or I respect you, yes, I respect you. It's nonsense. This is very, very bad. We can make a show. But Krishna knows what is show. He knows what's inside. He is with us. He is Paramatma. He is Chaitanya Guru. We cannot make show for him. We need to realize that. So, it's there. The Shastra is talking about it, Guru is talking about it, Sadhu is talking about it. But what do? We don't study. We don't apply. We don't know. So we have to get out of this ignorance. I said that already many times. Srila Prabhupada endeavored to teach devotees this Vastu-trayi, the Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojana. He has written a study guide in the form of an essay. Not many devotees took note of that. But if you really want to understand Shastra, then through this, which is thematic study, through this you can understand the Shastra very deeply. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he put so much of effort. He made the Dasha Mula Tattva, explaining this. He applied the Darshan-mūla Tattva, so that Sambandha Vidya Prayojana, on Bhagavatam. He wrote Bhagavad Kamarichimala. He grouped verses according to the theme. So, studying Shastra chronologically, it is a first step. To properly understand, then we need to understand the theme, how they connect. And then if our Acharya wanted us to do it, we should not avoid it. We should look into it. Maybe it's difficult. Maybe it's not easy for us to comprehend. But if he put the effort into it, we should at least look into it. So, we see how the Acharyas are putting so much of effort for us to understand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his Shikshastakam, Rupa Goswami, Upadeshamrita. Srila Prabhupada, he compares Upadeshamrita to Shikshastakam. Because everything is Upadeshamrita. If you study Upadeshamrita, you will understand the full process of devotional service. From Shraddha to Prema. It's there. But that means not just memorizing, not just reading, but studying. Studying means you apply the knowledge in your life. Studying, learning, it's jnana. But the jnana is not that important if you don't apply it in your life. We need vijnana. We need to properly understand how to apply this transcendental knowledge in our life. So therefore we see here the example of Kardama Muni, how he is a yogi. He is a perfect yogi. And what he does? He is focusing, well, they did Ashtanga Yoga. But what was his goal? What was his prayojana? His prayojana wasn't some mystic cities. His prayojana was bhakti yoga. So therefore, the mystic yogi, they focus on Paramatma. When they realize Paramatma, then they have basically two options. Options, what to ask for. You ask for some siddhi, you ask for some mystic powers, or you ask for devotional service. It's your choice. Well, it's the yogi's choice. Kardama Muni, he asked for, how can I serve? And because he had the desire to get married, so then the Lord arranged the best girl of the time in the universe for him. And they got married. And first Kardama Muni was he was like a brahmachari, he was very renounced. So then what happened, that he neglected his wife. But she was very chaste, and then he did austerity, I'm going to do austerity also. But then when Kardama Muni saw what was happening, that's not why he got married. I'm supposed to take care. So he perfectly took care, and because he was a great yogi, so he also had the mystic powers without even asking for, and he was able to take care. So he arranged maidservants for her, and he created Vimana, and he took care. They had nice time together. They went all over the universe. They enjoyed. And it wasn't wrong. Kardama Muni took care. And the Lord appreciated. Otherwise, why would he take birth as their son? So and then, but Kardamuni, he was very clear from the very beginning. I'll be with you, I'll take care of you, I'll give you a son. When the son grows up, he takes care of you, and I'm taking sannyas. And that's exactly what happened. So now he is gone, and see, Kapiladeva also, he didn't say, hey, where are you going? I am the Lord here, no, you are supposed to be here, and then no, you are supposed to take my instructions. Kardama Muni knew. The Lord appreciated, okay, yes, that's the right thing you did. So you go, you take sannyas, that's the way how you realize. Devahuti could not take sannyas. So she was taken care of by Kapiladeva. Vedic scriptures, the culture, they are very practical. There is, for everyone, there is the way how we can apply it in our lives to progress. That's why, and it's not just about bhakti yoga. You see, the Vedas, what they describe karma kanda. They describe jnana kanda. And sometimes jnana kanda, useless. But we know, criticizing the jnana kanda, it's an aparat. Why? Because the Lord gave it for some who are maybe not on the level to understand bhakti yoga, but you follow karma kanda, you get to the higher level. You get to the jnana kanda. Maybe it will take moments, maybe it will take some years, maybe some lifetimes. It doesn't matter. It's a progress. If you follow the Shastra, you progress. And that's what should be appreciated. That has to be respected. So it's not that we need to follow. But if somebody does follow properly, we cannot disrespect. Then, from Jnana Kanda, he understands Upasana Kanda. And then, eventually, Bhakti. It's like if somebody in the university, he is learning some quantum physics. And he is going to be laughing at students in the primary school. What are you doing? Learning some ABC, useless. But he was there some years before that. He had to learn the ABC before he can come to the university and to start understanding the subject of quantum physics. We cannot disrespect. Everybody is on different level. But through relationships we can understand. Now, if you have a relationship, say for example, mother has a child, there is a relationship, there is love. The kid doesn't know even how to poop. The mother is not laughing at him. The mother is teaching him patiently because of relationship. So that's love. And becomes very close. So now, when we want to have some relationship, then we have to learn to respect. We have to learn to understand that not everybody knows everything. Nobody knows everything. Only Bhagavan knows. Nobody is Bhagavan. Only Krishna. So if you think that you know everything, there is always somebody who knows more than you. You can be assured of that. So we have to have respect. We don't know who is who. You see, like Tulsidas, no, he was supposed to get darshan of Lord Ramachandra. And so Hanuman told him, okay, you go in the morning, sit on the beach there, Lord will come now by you, he will pass by you. Then when you see him, grab his feet, you will get his darshan. He missed him. He missed him second time. Third time, he missed him. He was unable to understand. Only because Hanuman started to sing Sitaram, then Tulsidas immediately understood, and then, oh, that's the Lord. We don't know, we are ignorant, we are unable to really see things. We have to get out of the ignorance. Without that, we don't know how do we know how to chant, how to hear, how to remember, how to worship, how to offer prayers, if we don't know to whom? If we don't know our relationship? And yes, we may not know our relationship in the beginning, but at least we should endeavor to know the relationship. The mother, she also doesn't know immediately when the child is born, there is love, there is affection. She doesn't know necessarily exactly what to do. But she learns because of relationship. But if we don't endeavor, if we don't understand, it's like, example, I give it often anyway, but you want to go somewhere. Say you want to go to Delhi. So that's your prayojana. But you are here in Mayapur. So you have to establish what is your relationship between you now here and your prayojana, Delhi. Then you have to consider how far it is. What are the options to go there? How much time you have to go there? So what you can do? You can take a flight from Kolkata. You can take a car from here. You can take a train. You can take a bus. You can go on the motorbike if you want to. You can take a cycle. You can walk. Many acharyas did walk. You can take a boat. You'll also get there. Go Ganga, go up Padma, join Jalangi, no, not Jalangi, go Yamuna, and then you will be there. Okay. Options are there. How much time you have? What's feasible? How much money you have? What can you do? Do you need to be there quickly or you have a lot of time? It's all sambandha. Maybe you have to be there not tomorrow. Then you have to take a flight. So, okay, to get the flight, you have to get a ticket. Once you have the ticket, you have to pack your bag, you have to get the taxi, you have to go to Kolkata to catch the flight. And if you did everything properly, you sit in the flight, you are there at the right time, then the flight will take you to Delhi. But if you did something wrong, you miss the flight, you sit maybe to the different flight, you end up somewhere else. So if you make a mistakes in the sambandha, there is no guarantee that you will get the prayojana. And if you don't know the prayojana, what will you get? It's like if you go to the Navarvi, you go to the train station, and now you ask, give me a ticket. I mean, there's not many options, but okay, he will say, like, where do you want to go? And if you say, well, I don't know, not your business, give me a ticket. I don't know my goal, give me a ticket. I want to achieve some goal, I don't know which one. What he will say? That you are an idiot. You are some crazy guy. So, without knowing where you want to go, how can you know what you want to do? That's why it's so important. And Srila Prabhupada is giving us to giving us this knowledge. Are we paying attention or not? Do we care about it or not? It's our choice. We make our choices. But every choice is a consequence. So, it's purely up to us. But the knowledge, the Vijnana, it's there. We just need to pick it up, we just need to apply it. So don't endeavor for Jnana. You go, you study Bhakti Shastri. Okay, you may get a diploma, you are Bhakti Shastri, and if that's enough, okay, you have plenty of Jnana. What's the use? What's the use of memorizing some verses, writing some essay, hearing, if you don't apply it? What's the use of reading some manual, how to play harmonium, if you don't play it? What's the use of reading a book about how to drive a car if you don't drive the car? And you may memorize the book perfectly. What's the use? What's the use of knowing about Bhakti Yoga if you don't practice it? What's the use of knowing about the relationships if you don't practice them? What's the use? Then just knowing about the relationships and not practicing them is not very personal. So then we need to be aware of, we need to understand what the Bhakti Yoga is teaching us. What are the Acharyas telling us? Then we can progress. Then we can have the proper prayojana. We can apply understanding our relationship and then apply the process how to get there. Because this Vastutrayi, it's universal. On any material activity you can apply it, or any spiritual activity, it's universal. If you notice, then Srila Prabhupada's purports are also written based on these principles. You just have to open your eyes, you have to look into and study and apply it. So it will be nice then to take the teachings of Kapiladev and teachings of King Kunti, and we have Prahlad Maharaj, we see example of Dhruva Maharaj, we see Anga Maharaj, how he reacted when King Vena was born, how much he tried to reform him, but when he understood it's not possible, then what did he do? We see all these examples. Bharat Maharaj, how he reacted knowing that he made a mistake. What did he do? How he immediately embraced the idea, this lifetime, only the Lord, nothing else. I don't care about anything else. Those are the devotees we should take examples of. And Bhagavatam is full of such examples. It's not about Gyan, it's about the Vijnana. How the devotees applied the Gyan and got the realizations. Do we want to do that? Or are we happy knowing, oh yeah, I'm a devotee, they call me a devotee, that's enough for me, I'm happy. Or do we want to go further? Our choice. Everybody's individual choice, because everybody has a free will to do whatever they want. But every choice is a consequence, please remember that. And it's our responsibility what we choose to do. you will say, everybody does nonsense, so I have to also do nonsense. No, you don't have to. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada also, if nobody else does it, you do. What do you care that nobody does it? Okay, so nobody will get the result. You do. Nobody makes the right choice. You make the right choice. But how do you know what is the right choice? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. But how do you know? How do you know who is the bona fide Guru? How do you know which Shastra to read? How do you know if the Sadhu is saying the truth? And we need to be very serious. We have to see how the teachings of the Guru and Sadhu connect to the Shastra. So these are very, very important topics. And then, now that leads to, how did Arjuna understand what is the right thing to do? He was arguing with Krishna, and he was being very sentimental and putting it as something which is dharma. But Krishna refuted it, and then eventually Krishna told him what you need to do to understand what is the right thing. Tadvidi pranipatana, pariprashna sevaya, uparekṣanti te jnanam, jñāninas tatha darshanam. So he said that. You have to become sincere, serious, inquire, but not just ask questions, some challenging questions, and see, oh, I'm better than him, so he doesn't know how to answer my question. That's not the point. You have to ask the questions, and you get an answer. Once you get the answer, then you have the obligation to follow the answer. If you don't know anything better than that, you follow it, you get the vigyan. By seva, that's how you get the understanding, the realization, from jnana to vigyan. You do seva, you get more questions. Then you come back. With sincerity, you ask, pariprashna. And again ask more questions, deeper questions. And by seva, then you get the understanding of vigyan, realizations. And then who is going to reveal? Then we have three gurus, right? Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, Chaitya Guru. So, Krishna, when he wants you to know, you will know. You don't have to be in anxiety. But you can only know when you have the pranipata. Respect. Surrender. Because then the devotee develops purity. And through the purity, the character, then one can understand the pure chanting of the holy name. That's the process. Simple. It's there. Nothing complicated. But we have to see that that's for me. It's applicable to me. I have to apply it, not for others. For me, I have to apply it. These instructions, Krishna is giving to Arjuna, or Kapiladev is giving, it's also for me. It's not just something to know. It's for me to follow. So if we try to understand, then we will be able to develop the pure devotional service. There was in during Prabhupada's centennial, 1996, there was from Krishna Math in Udupi, one of the acharyas came here, Pejavar Swami, and they are Madhvas, but they not all have the proper understanding of the Achintya Abheda Tattva of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there are sometimes like clashes. But he has a great respect for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for Srila Prabhupada. But this is the proper way. He is following his Acharya, Madhvacharya. But he is not disrespectful to other sampradayas. So, yeah. Sometimes, no, we see that a small child, maybe he is there and he just kicks his father. Someone goes, oh, he's disrespectful. Look at what he's doing to his father. But the father doesn't take it like that. So many things can be tolerated, no, from children. But the child grows up. And if he does it later on again, then it's going to be really bad. That's disrespect. So, yeah, sure, we are just like little babies in the process of bhakti. We make so many mistakes. And Krishna is so tolerant. He is, tolerating so many of our nonsense. But how long do we want to remain babies? When do we want to grow up? Our choice. But with growing up comes responsibility. Hare Krishna. Yes, you have a mic somewhere here?
There's a Burjan and his wife Jagatarini. They opened a temple, I think it was Hong Kong, pretty sure it was Hong Kong. And Prabhupada visited there, and he wrote a whole book on it. And one point that he made in the book is he made an analogy. I think it came from Prabhupada, but not 100% sure. The Prabhupada, or Burjan describes, he didn't attribute it to Prabhupada, but it was all about Prabhupada's visit there. And he's describing how in the jewelry business, there's a device that it's like you have a tin can with a trap door on it, and you put rough gems in the tin can, and then you put it on something that rolls it over and over and over and over again for 2 or 3 days, and then you stop the machine, open up the tin can, take out the jewels, and they're polished. And actually, I have a friend, Gita Nagri Prabhu. He used to live here in Mayapur, and he had an uncle in New Mexico that actually was a jeweler and had this machine. And so the analogy is that, by service, sometimes we encounter someone that we find difficult to deal with. But why is it difficult? Because we've got our rough edges, and he's got his rough edges, and then we get polished by that. I've been having discussions with one devotee that is aware of many devotees in the early days that left the movement. But if we understand that this is actually part of the polishing process to go through challenges in relationships, but actually try to improve ourselves so that we're more capable of entering into loving relationships, then, that's a big part of the process. Because many devotees have found it difficult within ISKCON, and they distance themselves, right? You're aware of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But, the one formula that Prabhupada gave, he quoted, who was that? The English leader, England, for all thy faults, I love thee. So he equated that to ISKCON. ISKCON, for all thy faults, I love thee. And we actually should dedicate ourselves to try and overcome what we're contributing to the faults, but also help ISKCON. sometimes devotees get discouraged with different things that happen, you know, not just within their community, but maybe globally. But there's ways that these things can be resolved if we dedicate ourselves to Srila Prabhupada's body, ISKCON. So anyway, those are just some thoughts that occurred to me. And then one last point, you know, in text 33 of this chapter, Kapila Dev says that bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate endeavor, just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. So that subtle body is like false ego, you know, which is kind of the foundation for these type of disruptions in, you know, our relationships and our consciousness and our dedication to, you know, the process of bhakti.
Yeah, the false ego, we are nurturing the false ego by our anarthas, because they are the desire. We want to do nonsense. No, we are identified with nonsense. That's the false ego. And we cannot remove the anarthas without the help of Krishna. Only Paramatma can really help us. But he is only going to help us if we really want. But we don't want because we love the false ego. That's me. People like me that way. I'm going to act that way. And no, we get attached to it. And because of that, we don't want it to go. And because we don't want it to go, it will not go. So it's only our decision which makes it happen. And it's not easy.
One powerful method that could be utilized in this regard, because it's not easy, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would often say that japa is not lip deep, it's heart deep. In other words, japa is an opportunity, and also you're out of your mind, you know, you're in your heart. It's a time where one, without thinking the words, can feel, Krishna, please remove these horrible nartas from my heart. You know, like a child crying, the genuine cry of a child for his mother, but just right from the heart. Please, please, I need purity, I need to come close to you, but these anarthas are blocking access to the full sunshine of the holy name. You know, this ignorance, this anarthas. So that kind of prayerful mood, that's what the acharyas actually recommend, you know, as a streamline, the express stream to anartha nivritti.
Yeah. Yes. And after that, it just continues not deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
There's no, that's not the stopping, stopping point.
Until we get to prema bhakti.
But the foolishness is that if we are committing now parat now, the anarthas, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, they are staying till prema. They are the one making the obstacles on the higher path, higher levels of devotional service. We stop. And many times we don't know why. And it's very frustrating. And now one of the reasons for that is that we were so stupid doing offenses now.
One thing that, you know, I realized that I had a heavy-duty anartha, probably still there to extent, but maybe less, of Pratishta. And this goes back to 2009. It was during the GBC meetings were going on. The Mayapur Institute had the biggest year ever, and I was really puffed up. And I said, this is not proper Krishna consciousness. I was thinking to myself, so I went to Pankaj Jangri. Pankaj Jangri, he was on the altar, Nrsingadev's altar, and I said, Pankaj Jangri Prabhu, would you kindly do a full day puja to Lord Nrsingadev to remove all the anarthas from my heart? And he looked at me, and he said, Jamastami Prabhu, you want me to do a full day puja to Lord Nrsingadev to remove all the anarthas from your heart? And he said, yes. And he said it again, Jamastami Prabhu, you want me to, you know, he said it 3 times. And he did it, and oh man, what took place afterwards was unbelievable. And then I was taking prasadam in the Shringa Chatodasi in Samadhi, sitting next to the Jananivas, and I told him the pastime. And he says, is this what Krishna's doing? And you know, because it was like all these heavy things were going on in my life, narta nivritti. And he said, well, I think so. You asked Narayana Sringadev for it, and he gave it to you. Both barrels.
You have to be very careful, because when you ask for Lord become Hari, when he takes away, you are asking for pain. It's very, very painful. He takes away everything from you. If you want. It's like you are sick, and no, you ask a surgeon, please cut me open. No, create a pain, no, because you know that's the cure. But Krishna, he doesn't use anesthesia. So if you want it, you see like Pandavas, they had no reason, but Krishna put them through the difficulties just to show us. When you see Maharaj Harishchandra, how much austerity, how much difficulties, how much calamities he went through without reason. The reason only was to show how great devotee he is.
And then there's the famous quote from Queen Kunti, Vipada Shantuta Shashva Tatra Jagad Guru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsat Apana Bhava Darshanam. She went, talk about calamities, one after the other. And she's praying, may these calamities happen again and again, Krishna, because when they happen, you come to us. And when we see you, we no longer see repeated birth and death.
I don't want the kingdom, I don't want the palace, no, I want to just go back to the forest where I was supposedly suffering. But actually, we were so happy.
So it actually can be a form of a channel for high levels of transcendental bliss, going through the challenges, because it frees us of the anarthas, which enables us to.
But the attachment for the anarthas, attachments for our attachment is so strong that to cut it, it's painful, really painful. Therefore, sometimes devotees don't ask, no? So, okay, some all right, some all keep. Fine, you want to do that? Okay. Until you tell me to completely remove it, Paramatma will not. You want more? Take more. No problem. Therefore, we are responsible. The only thing which we can do is desire, nothing else.
And chant the holy name in a prayerful mood.
But chant the holy name, you can only do because you desire so. Nobody can make you chant.
Yeah, but you chant in a particular mood. That's
because you want to chant in the particular mood.
Yeah, to help you yourself come back to Krishna.
Everything boils down to a desire.
Yeah. And the Vaishnava Sangha is what makes it all work.
Yes. Yeah. That's what it is.
Wonderful class, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Very enlivening. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So, somewhere I got to know when the adversities in our life will not come, the real cry will not come then. So, when the comfortability will be there in our life, we are comfortable enough to survive, then the progress will not be so fast. When the adversities will come, like in many acharyas have faced those adversities in their life, then the real situation comes, and then he got the prema after that. So when we see those adversities, like Kunti Maharani says, please give me those adversities, then only I can know. Then it will be very good for us, very, very good for me to remember you. And this is actually, I have also realized, and many acharyas are saying, so how we can understand this situation? When adversities will come, then we will get those real cry for Krishna. Otherwise, difficult to, because the power of the material nature is so so powerful that it is always giving a nonsense desire within us.
You see, difficult. It's your definition. Some things are bad, some things are good. That's your definition of your how you perceive things. Like, for example, like a war, is it good or bad? Depends who perceives it, right? From which side you are looking at it. For somebody, it's a terrible thing. Lives being lost, and somebody's looking at, oh, I make a lot of profit. No. Selling weapons, no. So I'm very happy because of war. I like it. No. It's Arjuna sees the war as a calamity. Krishna sees the solution to a problem. So everything what we see is our perception. No. And it all depends on amanina. How much we expect for ourselves. What is there for us? How does it connect to me? Or if it makes me suffer, I don't want it. When you see most people, now when they go to the temple, what do they pray for? Please Krishna, give me some more money, no, or give me some good life, give me health, no, give me some, good husband, good wife, whatever. But no, that's what they want. That's what they are praying for. But definitely, no, don't let bad karma come to me. But they are so afraid of bad karma. Good karma, yes, but bad karma, no, I don't deserve it, no. But what is bad karma? What is good karma? What is the principle of karma? It's a way of education. It's not punishment or reward. It's education. So now, like an example, you can have like some child, he's in the class. Teacher is teaching some subject. And one child doesn't understand. So then, okay, the teacher says, you stay after the class and I'll teach you. The kid, he wanted to go out and play. So now he's thinking that teacher is punishing me. No, because I have to stay. But the teacher, he is only trying to teach something, the child, out of affection, because then, after that, he understands and he can continue learning with everybody else. But the kid will take it in the beginning as, it was a punishment. Later on he understands it wasn't. So, karma comes because we have wrong consciousness. It's there to purify our consciousness. If you have right consciousness, there is no need for any bad karma to come. But if not, then you have to get some realizations. Either by hearing, by seeing, or by experiencing, you have to get something to understand that what you are trying to do, it's wrong. And then once you learn, then okay, that's it. You know, you realize, not knowing, you realized. But if you don't realize, if you don't know ABC and you are coming to the temple, to the deity, please don't let the teacher teach me ABC. I don't want to know. No, you are saying, I want to be stupid for the rest of my life. I don't want to learn anything. No. So if you pray, don't let bad karma come to me. If you are doing nonsense with the wrong consciousness, it will come to you anyway. No yagya, no puja will help you. But if you purify your consciousness before the karma turns into prarabdha, before it manifests, there is no need for it. Krishna he is in charge of Maya, right? So then he sees, okay, he learned. He learned without getting the experience. Fine, he learned by hearing. Fine, no need for the experience to come, no need for the bad reaction to come. So then we need to start to understand, why we see certain things as wrong and why they are coming to us. It's about the consciousness. And even if something comes and which seems like calamity, everybody's saying, oh, it's a calamity in your life. If you want, you can always turn it to positive. Why did you lose something? Then, because you did something wrong, so you learn one way how not to do it next time. So you are one way closer to understand how to do it properly. So it depends on your perception, and that's amanina. So if you learn how to perceive things, you can develop all good qualities, you can develop all understanding what it's supposed to be done, how it's supposed to be done, without fail. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Grunta.